Okay, hello. Logan here, of course. Kind of forgot how to do this, to be honest with you. But I'd say this video is going to be about kind of life after the military, especially just like some of my personal struggles, some things that I've been going through lately. Just kind of some miscellaneous stuff. I don't have a script or anything, so I'm really just going to be going over the top, like off the top of my head. Not going to do much editing either, because I think it needs to be real and kind of unfiltered to kind of not hide anything. But I guess I'll start off by saying I wouldn't say that I regretted my time in the military at all. I think it was amazing. I think I met some friends that, friends, no, that's not the right word. Brothers and sisters is the better word. Just people you'll never forget. I'll never forget for the rest of my life. And I'm sure some of you are currently in the military and can relate. And hopefully this video not only helps me, because I think talking about things that I'm going through helps. But hopefully it helps some people that are maybe coming up on getting out and not sure what they're going to do, or someone going through some hard stuff, because it doesn't have to just be military. Because I guess we'll talk a little bit about transitioning and how hard that is. Maybe not for all people, but for me it has been pretty difficult. Pretty difficult. I don't feel like I have fully gotten out of that mode, unfortunately. I feel like there's kind of a certain way you live once you're in the military. There's certain things that you can expect, and then when you get out, it's all gone. You know what I mean? It's not the same. Let's see. What can I touch on? I think the hardest thing for me has been definitely just the mental game. One missing all my brothers and sisters that I served with. You know, all my really close buddies that are states away. You know, that we only keep in contact. You know, every now and then. It's not like, and that's not a bad thing. I think it's really good to stay in contact with your friends, but you've also got to realize that once it's over, once the military life is over for you, you know, probably a good 90% of the people that you were close friends with, you might not see again. You might talk to again, and that sucks. I would like for it to not be like that. You know, I would like to be able to be in a position where I could go and visit some of my friends. I think that would be really healing for me. Let's see. I think the next thing I want to talk about is I think the humility that comes, that I'm really just now starting to realize and take accountability for. I think there's a certain level of pride that comes along with being not only in the military, but especially being a Marine. For me, at least, it was. I loved being a Marine, but there is a certain level of pride. There's a certain level of I don't know how to explain it. Maybe just an attitude towards yourself, and then you realize pretty quickly once you get out that it really means nothing. I hope that's the right way to put that. Not that I should be expecting any kind of special treatment. I don't think that whatsoever. In fact, it's kind of hard to hold myself to any kind of standard, because really I was just a military police. You know what I mean? I wasn't in the thick of things. I wasn't going through some of the horrible things that some of my buddies and some close friends that I know had to go through. You know what I mean? Fortunately, I didn't have to see most things. Of course, being a military police, there were some things that still are stuck in my mind to this day. I don't think that they will go away, because unfortunately, suicide is a big thing, not only for active military, but veterans as well. And unfortunately, I've seen my fair share of those. And that sucks. It sucks a lot. And not gonna lie, it was, there for a little while. It was hard to keep my mindset out of that forbidden box, because it happens. I've learned as well that mental health is not something too that really should be handled by yourself. I think for the first few years after I got out of the military, I still wanted to act macho. I still wanted to believe that I could handle anything thrown my way. And I can 100% tell you that mental health is not one of those things. So I'm looking forward to speaking to some therapists and just getting help there, because I think that would be healthy for me and kind of help me cope with some things that I've been through. Let's see. I guess more so because maybe some of you want to know, about the transitioning process itself, not more about the depression and mental health that can come with it. But I really wish, if I could go back, I wish I prepared more once I was in, especially with my MOS being military police. I had no desire to do that once I was out at all. So what sucks is you spend, 4, 8, whatever, how many years that you do in the military, focusing on one thing and getting really good and getting a really good resume built up on one thing. In my case, military police. And outside of being a cop in the real world, it really does not translate to many things out here. And I learned that pretty quickly. I think I remember the first 6 months once I got out, I was just so stressed on what I wanted to do, because I really had no clue. I'm still struggling with some of that guidance on where I want to take my life profession-wise. I think that's been the hardest thing about what I've had to deal with getting out. I don't know. But yeah, I remember for like the first 6 months just mindlessly scrolling on Indeed, and every job that you see, you're like, I got no clue how to do that. You almost feel lost because you've got no training towards any other job. So yeah, I put in like 20, 30 applications and maybe a couple of them reach out, So it sucks. It's hard. I think I did pest control for a while. I really didn't have anything else to do. And it's tough. Let's see. Yeah, I would say just work better on being prepared for when you get out and have a plan. Take that time. Me in particular, if I wasn't working when I was in the military, I didn't want to do anything else. I didn't really take the time I should have to prepare myself to thrive in the civilian world like I should. So yeah, if you plan on staying in, I would suggest really think about if that's something that you're going to want to do or could do for the rest of your life. Maybe if it doesn't interest you, think about lat moving, test out some other jobs, build a resume a little bigger for yourself to have more variety. Let's see. But yeah, that's what I would say for that. It's just the preparedness. I wasn't prepared. And I think that had a lot to do with the mental health as well, because you almost feel lost for a while. To be quite honest, there was times where I was just like, I got to go back in the Marine Corps. What else am I going to do? that might have been that's all I knew. You know, I left a few days after I graduated high school. And that was really the only thing I knew. I was 17 when I went in. I am 26 now. Crazy. 26. Let's see. I would say if you are transitioning as well, there's a few things that I would start preparing to once you're in to be ready for when you come out. I'll touch on those. One is your college, and two is going to be your VA benefits, which has been an absolute nightmare for me. We'll speak on that. I'll speak on that really quickly first. It has been terrible with that. I was the kind of person that didn't go to medical a lot once I was in. Just whether it be lazy, whether it be thinking I could just handle any pain that I had. And, you know, you just don't think about the future far enough ahead to understand that every injury, every strain you're feeling, every bone you hear cracking, anything does not get better with age. And I don't want to sound like I'm old as shit here. I understand that I'm still young. What I'm trying to say here is I had some incidents with my ankles in the military. Of course, you're doing these hikes with a lot of weight on your back, carrying for miles and miles, you know, carrying a lot of stuff. And for me personally, it started to wear down my ankles. Not to the point where I felt like I needed to go to medical once I was in. I think I did go maybe once, and then didn't go again. But I would really advise to not do that. I would advise that if you're hurt, please go get seen. That way you're more easily taken care of once you do decide to transition out into the civilian world. Because it's no joke. I mean, I can barely walk, to say the least. I'm having to wear some ankle braces pretty much all day to be able to stand, and it's still a ongoing battle, you know, with the VA to get helped out with that, as well as with the mental health. Let's see, college. Yeah, college. I wish I would have, if I would have taken the initiative to not be lazy. I don't think it was complete laziness. I think it had a little bit to do with anxiety and some mental health. But, you know, if I would have just started college when I got out, I would be done now. I would have a degree. I'd have something to work off of, and I didn't. I highly advise to really start looking into college even before you get out. Know where you want to go, kind of get some ideas of what you want to do. That way you're more prepared, and don't procrastinate like I have. I'm just now about to start, hopefully in the spring. Maybe I'm going to go for some computer stuff, maybe IT, some security, cybersecurity, maybe some things like that. Because I've always loved computers, and I know IT is just a really good profession to be in. So I'm proud of myself for that. You know, it's hard. I think I've done really well. But I also think there's a lot of things that I need to do better personally. And by all means, if you've transitioned, if you're a veteran, and you have tips, and you have, you know, tips and tricks on what helped you out. Maybe you've gone through kind of what I'm going through, or have gone through, and maybe can shed light on what really helped you with this process and just life in general. I think nowadays life is just tough. I think it's just tough. And I do, you know, I have, not only that, I have my daughter that I get to see every now and then. and she is amazing. She's really good for my mental health. But even with a kid, just being out in the civilian world, coming from the military, it's just been a really tough time. And I don't think that's just for veterans. I think that's for everyone right now. It's kind of spooky, but we'll get through it. But yeah, I don't really know what else to talk about. I think it's cool to do this again and kind of let everyone know what I've been doing. Oh, what I am doing now is I do roadside assistance. I really like it. It gives me some flexibility of kind of setting my own hours, even though I'm working 16, 17 hours a day sometimes. That's kind of what people need when they're in need of something, if they break down on the side of the road. But it really brings me a sense of being able to still help people, having a flexible schedule, and also not really having to work for someone, because that's hard. There's one thing that I do know for my future, and that is I do not want to work for anyone. It's just not going to happen. So I'm going to personally, step up my game. I think I've decided that the past couple weeks, and really just hammer down on my life and making sure that it's good. And I really advise y'all to do the same thing if you're transitioning or struggling like I am. Yeah. Yeah, I think each and every one of you that has served or is serving, I think it's a huge accomplishment. I think it's really awesome that you've done that. I think it's really awesome that people still step up and are willing to make that sacrifice, even though you might not be in the most dangerous of places and feel like you're making the most helpful impact on the world, or the United States. I think each of the puzzle pieces play their part, and I still think it's really amazing that people still do that, and I don't regret my time at all. I think one of the most confusing things that I still don't know how to answer, and I understand the concept, thank you for your service. I haven't been able to answer that. I don't feel like, personally don't feel like I'm deserving of that. I understand where it's coming from. It's people, just paying their respect, and saying thank you for stepping up. But personally for me, knowing the job that I had in the Marine Corps, I don't believe it's really owed to me. I think that's owed to the people that we've lost, that aren't here anymore with us. They're the ones that made the ultimate sacrifice. And so I don't feel deserving of those statements sometimes. Maybe some of you can relate. I do understand the hospitality of it. And there is a little piece of me that hears it and is like, okay, that, it wasn't for nothing. But yeah, that's just some things that I'm struggling with. That's what I'm doing now. It's been a minute. It's been a minute since I've made a YouTube video. So, hopefully it goes well. Maybe someone can take something from this. I don't know what else you guys would want to see. My channel is really built on military stuff. And now that I'm not in, I've kind of felt lost to post anything. But I felt like maybe since I am going through these struggles, someone else can learn from them, or maybe I can learn from some of you that have been through this and found success in different ways. But yeah, maybe we'll think about different things to do with the channel. Maybe some other things you guys would like to see. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah. Give me a like if you can. Give me a little subscribe. Maybe let me know down in the comments some other things that you'd like to see from me, because I really don't know, because obviously we're not doing military stuff anymore. So, but yeah, New Year's coming up. I hope everyone has a great New Year's and got some good resolutions planned for yourselves. And yeah, I guess that's it. And I'll see you guys in the next video.